The vortex to heaven.
So party kill everyone new character, or what's going on here?
It better not be. I spent too long coming up with that stuff. Oh no, just Mushroom Funland. Oh, I love Wonderland.
Ooh.
How'd you know? Oh, puppy. No, don't eat my carpet.
Please.
Draco.
Hey.
You hit the surface of the water hard. The pain and water immediately clear your mind. Your bag hits rock and you use it to struggle upright out of the water. Breathing heavily, you slowly open your eyes. You've landed in a pit, waist high with water. Small waterfalls rush down the walls to your sides. The rest of the cave seems entirely alien to you. Strange, large plants give off fluorescent light, and glowing bugs whir through the air slowly.
Is there a way to get out of the water?
Well, the walls are about 10 feet high, and they look slippery and wet, but probably try.
Awesome. I cast spider climb and climb up the walls.
You make it out of the hole, the pool, and just as you do, you hear another splash. As Rune hits the water.
And then a lot of cursing.
Fuck, Rune, you're right.
What the fuck?
I've got no idea.
Where the fuck are we?
I don't know, but you might want to watch out in case someone falls on your head.
Yeah, Rune will start climbing out, but still swearing and looking around unhappily.
Give me an acrobatics check to climb up.
Yeah, it's high up, isn't it? Shit. I don't have...
I can help if you want. I've got a spell up.
Yeah,
Well, it's more
great.
slippery, the problem.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I will spider climb down and give Rune a hand.
Then please give me a acrobatics check with advantage. Any of you.
Great.
Can
Can someone roll something for me, please?
I'll roll for you.
Athletics is +2.
It's acrobatics.
Acrobatics is plus nothing.
I have +3, so I'll roll. Whatever. 15. Nat 20.
Oh! Convenient.
We love Chaos Beam, the die.
The dice is called Chaos Beam.
No,
I don't
it's
know
called
why.
Coas Beam.
Oh, did I spell it wrong? Did I write that?
It's fine.
That's pretty oatic.
No. I have to change it now. I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna let it be the meme it's meant to be. What's that noise? Do you hear my brain?
That's on my head.
Just as Draco and Rune make it out of the pool, all of you come tumbling down, landing roughly in the water. And along with you, a shower of bones.
Oh boy.
Not the bone
Oh
guy.
boy.
Don't give him the bones. He can remake them if you give him the bones.
Well, I don't have the spell slots to do that right now, but I can pick them up. But how? By the way, how deep is this water?
I can give you the spell slot.
Waist high.
Okay, because otherwise I'd have a
Waist
problem
high
in
for
heavy
Rune,
armor.
So
That
little
means
bit deeper
nothing.
for you guys, but It probably reaches just under your chest. For a few moments, a red struggles, sort of not realizing that there's a ground, just sort of splashing in the water before he finally stands upright. Starting to think I might not be the right one for this job. Where the hell are we?
In a hole. We're calm down.
Do you want some
looks
rope?
at
I
you
got some rope.
judgmental.
I can give you some rope if you want it.
Is it as blue here as it looks in the picture?
Yes.
Ooh.
You're in a very blue hole.
We don't know why.
Just fall back into the water, like floating in it.
Okay, well, you see Tazo just sort of floating in the water. And Rune, Draco, give me a perception check.
Okay.
Oh boy,
I
minus
hope
one.
it turns blue. Is that mean? Motherfucker, that's an 8. What do you want, huh? No, you can't eat that.
Draco?
No.
I can't roll right now. It's a minus one.
I'll roll for
Come on,
you.
roll.
I'm working
Ew.
on it. There's a dog chewing on my pants right now.
Why?
Because he's a little chaos being as
How
well.
about don't do that?
What was it for you? Plus what?
Minus
Minus
one.
one.
The 16 for you and an 8 for me.
Ironic.
I know.
Well, Rune, in the chaos, you're unsure. But Draco, you notice that aside from the skeletons being bones,
No.
someone's missing.
Oh no.
Who's missing?
Melody.
Oh no.
Great. I will assume they didn't jump into the portal. I think. Also, what is this? Any knowledge of this? I'd like to pick up on some knowledge of this. Beggar, do I know what this thing is? Or do I have any idea?
No.
Fuck.
With
Can I
the
guess?
ley line exposed and everything disrupted like that, could be any number of things. Maybe a long-range teleport?
Do I know what it is?
Maybe a hallucination? Well, Talsa, the flora here seems somewhat familiar, like a distant memory. Like something you would have seen in your childhood.
I'm just gonna like stare up at the ceiling and start like swearing in Elvish.
Language, young lady.
Like Valerian's chin. Not chin.
I say it in terrible Elvish, by the way.
Yeah.
What's your profanity?
How high are the walls here?
About 10 feet.
Yeah, I can jump. Off.
By the way, young lady, says the 26-year-old to the 90-something-year-old.
It's a rather curious sight because Talsa jumps out of the water. Sort of like a fish leaping into the air.
Well, I think I do have like. Sorry, the running jump. And I'm very elegantly like jump up. And
Yeah, sort of like a fish leaping
very-
into the air. There's a large
Hold onto
splash
the
of
wall.
water as she jumps out of the hole.
I'm just gonna take a look around and be like, shit.
Draco, you can't help but feel a little envious.
Of what? The fact that she's in goo?
The fact that she stole your ring and she's using it.
Listen, buddy, I'm over the ring. I've got a new thing to work on. It's fine. She just won't get any magic items ever.
Don't need your magic items.
Yeah, but you'll want them once they start pumping out.
And just like sit on a rock.
I want to collect some of this blue.
What are we doing?
This
right now?
blue.
Like, I'm collecting some of the blue so I can look at it later.
The blue.
Can I? Does anything look familiar at all? I'm guessing not. Are the others
All
still
of your
in the
party
hole?
members look familiar.
Alright.
What's happening?
I don't know.
Well, are you climbing out of the pool?
Yeah, that's my question. Are the others still
Dolarian is
the
a
hole?
it looks
Well,
like he
Arad
lets
and
himself.
Frank are still in there.
Dolarian looks like he's drifting and like head looking up as if he's waiting for someone else to come.
God.
Just staring up.
Yeah, he's
on,
basically
come
in there
on.
and just catches his breath. He's breathing heavily just from the running and yeah, just hoping that someone else appears.
Does Arette look better?
Arad looks extremely exhausted, but he isn't doubled over in pain, and he isn't holding his nose.
Sorry, could you repeat that one more time?
He's not doubled over in pain like he was before, and he's not clutching his nose anymore.
I'm gonna call down and ask him if he's doing any better.
He sort of looks at you exasperated and stretches his arms, just sort of. I don't even know where we are.
Welcome to the club. I don't think any of us know where we are. It seems like jumping through the portal has made Roan lose their accent. You do not know if this is normal.
The magical accent remover.
Maybe we're just really confused and that's why their voice isn't consistent. You know, it's kind of hard to tell with them.
It's just a changeling thing, you wouldn't understand.
Yeah. Sometimes they just get a completely new accent. It
Rune
happens.
actually has an American accent and just puts on an Irish accent, which is why none of us can ever recognize.
It's all part of the fake facade. Can you please eat the tree, not just lick my hand for 10 minutes? Thank you.
Yes, I eat the tree and stop licking Rune's hand.
I hate you, first of all.
Please.
Okay, so,
Maybe if we just wait a bit, the portal will appear again.
what?
Well, we need to go back.
Go back. Do you know where we are? I mean, not that I guess that means you know where we are. Do you know how that works?
Well, I'm guessing it has something to do with the
You don't say.
magic. I think Draco told
Really?
Telsa it was a ley line, right? When they were in the cave.
Yeah.
You know that it was like ley lines. Yeah. But this is not good. You don't-
Boy, just
Oh, fuck.
stay calm. Take a breath. We'll be fine. Probably. It's the worst that can happen.
Where's Moment?
Not coming.
What do you mean not coming?
You hear some loose rubble falling into the water. And below you, Arad swears, "God, Trek!"
Arad,
As
there's
he
a rope.
miserably just fails to climb the rocks at first. Do you throw a rope down?
Yeah.
You've already done it.
He
I threw a rope down ages
the
ago.
rope and just starts going up the rope.
Why is she not coming?
Because he fell into the ground.
Is she dead?
Gotta put a hand on Draco's shoulder. Comfortingly.
Probably.
Sorry, lad. That's rough.
Sorry. We shouldn't have. Maybe there would have been another way around the pass.
It's no one's fault. Shit happens. How were we supposed to predict that the ground was gonna just open up like that?
He nods.
Well, isn't that the whole point of our quest? Strange things happen.
True enough.
Delirium starts climbing out too.
Didn't she fall into that thing before? Maybe she made it.
Yeah. Though last time she had a way out. I don't think it's. There's always a chance, but it also helps to be realistic.
Okay.
Well, wherever she is, or whatever happened, she's not here. She's probably not gonna be here. Or come here.
Fair point. So,
Where is here?
I was just about to say we need to figure that out. Is there a hole upwards? Like, if I look directly up, is there more?
No. The
Yeah.
ceiling's rocky, but it forms a dome.
But I'm looking around and I'm pretty sure we're...
Can I make a nature check if I've ever seen anything that's growing and is around here?
Give me an intelligence roll.
Okay.
Can I also do some kind of check to see if I've heard of in stories
You
anything
can.
resembling this from like the various people that I've, encountered in my tribe and those we've talked to?
6.
Would that be history?
There is a sense of familiarity, but it's like you've seen it maybe in a book, Dolarian. You can't pin it down. It's so faint that you can't tell why it seems like in the slightest sense familiar. What did you roll, Rune?
I was busy asking what you wanted me to roll. Would it be history? You need to repeat what I wanted to check.
You're trying to search your memory.
Yeah, for things that I've been
You
told.
could roll either straight on intelligence or history, I guess. Yeah, history would work.
Okay. They're both about this. So...
Robot.
I think I heard melody.
Might be
No,
fine.
you mean that motor in the back?
Oh shit. 1 second. Both my dial.
You're sounding a little bit robotic as well.
Anytime moment moves.
It's
Sounded
fine.
Well,
Just keep going. We'll get through this, I swear.
Poor melody.
like 16.
You've heard of idyllic places in stories. And you remember a story involving glowing plants, but that was some children's story. Something about some elvish knight taking on dragons. Probably just some overtly picturesque descriptions.
We don't recognize this from anything. Does anyone else recognize anything about this place?
I bet Melody would have known. She had keen
Oh my
mind.
god.
She had keen mind. Oof. I don't
I'd
know.
like to
I
assume
feel
that's
like
coming.
I feel like I should know where this is, but can't pinpoint
Well, looking
really.
around, is this looking familiar?
Well, like I said, for you, it's not familiar, but it's like a distant childhood memory.
Yeah.
You feel like you've been in places like this before. Not this place, but it
But
feels kind of homey.
if we are where I think we are, we should try and get out as soon as possible. Or go back.
Why? Where do you think we are?
Home.
Telsa, what does that mean for us? Out of character, has Telsa explicitly, in exact words, said, "I'm from the Feywild"? Like, I think we could put it together.
I don't think so.
But I don't think she said in as many words. Like, I think Runes put it together. Because she knows
thought I
Sylvan.
did.
And-
Didn't she say she wasn't from the material plane?
I don't remember. I'm not
you said that you're not from the
historian.
material plane. You've said that you're... I don't think you've ever explicitly come out and said, "Hey, I'm from the Feywild." But I think
Yeah.
we have enough to put it together.
Yeah.
But now Rune wants explicit confirmations. You're just gonna be like, so that means we're in...
The Feywild?
How did we get there?
Right. And what are the
This one?
consequences of traveling to such a place?
It's just a bad place to be. And there haven't been any portals since the war. And
Maybe this portal and these holes are some way of nature repairing itself of some kind.
Yeah, I was just about to say Aspen has 999 ping.
Can you still hear me?
yes.
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 Sometimes.
Fuck. Shut up, loser. We'll try this again. I don't know what my internet's doing today. I guess, yeah, everyone's kind of looking around at the whole little frantic guide now. A lot of chill is gone. Well, we should follow the path or one of the streams, but we should do it now. And since no one responds to that, Rune will take off.
I guess
What is
it's
so
pretty
bad about this
unlikely that
place?
the turtle is gonna come back. Well, it's
Might
very
it?
far from where we're supposed to go.
That and some of us have lives to get back to.
Or
we
lives
should
to run away from. Yeah, she's gonna move around, I guess.
Just
there.
move my token with your guys's. We're gonna vote for us to head down the path.
Yeah. I don't think we can climb into the holes.
But I guess we should look around a bit or something. I don't know.
I mean, you could probably try, but
Maybe you should just follow the path. Telsa, Freya, move my thing with you.
Yes, I am.
Before we continue,
I'll stay at the front of the party for protection.
should we just go or should we gather some of the bones? I'm gonna
would
go
like
with
the
the group's.
bones,
I'm gonna
then
go with the
speak
group's
up.
decision.
If you want to gather the bones,
you
can gather the bones.
You have to ask though, because I will say Rune forgets that you need to reconstruct your skeleton.
Yeah,
Rune
that's
is
why
not
he's
focused
just
on, oh shit, what's the bone gang doing?
yeah, that's
the
why he's just
insertion?
asking friendly, like, shall we just continue or gather the bones? Because
It was so tentative, I thought it was out of character.
no, it was it was actually in character what he said. Like, do we just want to continue, or would you mind gathering up some of the bones so I can recreate them later on?
That's probably a good idea.
Where are the bones? Are the bones at the bottom of the pool?
yeah, they're strewn pretty much strewn across the entire area. A bunch of them are in the water. A few of them are out on the ledge. Just sort of
Let's just
like
gather
someone
them
sprinkled them about the area.
and put them
Yeah,
into
hell.
some bag for now and just move on.
What bag? Whose bag are you stealing to hold your bones?
How about my own bag?
You could probably fit about one skeleton into your bag.
Just reconstruct your skeletons, mate.
They are pretty big in terms of bone.
Someone has a magic bag.
Yeah, I can. I have magic to reconstruct 2 of them for now.
Do you need a spell slot? You know someone in your party can potentially give you a spell slot. I don't know if it's going to be the right level though.
We don't really know what's ahead, so I don't know if I should use all of my magic right now before we even know what's going on here.
True.
Yeah, just give them to Draco. And store things.
Oh, speaking of which, I'm
Does
gonna
he
make
have
Draco
a
stay really
bag
close.
of holding?
Exactly.
Does he?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
think
he
so,
said
yeah.
he has a magic bag, so I'm assuming.
He has an entire pot in his bag. You better have a bag of holding.
I mean, listen, he's just maybe he's just
Spiker, he has
Samwise
a cauldron
Gamgee.
in his bag. Okay. Also, while we stuff bones into Draco's bag, a very odd sentence I never thought I'd say. We're just gonna keep Draco close to them. Keep an eye on him. Thank you, Freya.
So yeah, I guess we
He's
gather all the
your
bones
bag.
we can.
Sorry.
I appreciate the help. I'm just gonna be keeping an eye on Draco for a while.
By the way, in about 20 or so minutes, I guess in like half an hour, I would take the break.
Sounds good.
Okay, so you cram bones into the bag, and the whole thing probably takes you a couple of minutes. Some of them are really well hidden, and you're not sure if you have all of the pieces, but it'll probably be fine.
We don't find any other bones while we're picking up our bones, do we?
Nope.
Okay, that's always a good
He
sign.
just gets like 6 more.
Yeah, ends up with like 4 more bones than we meant to, and we're like,
Hold up. That's a lot of ribs here.
so
No.
wait, I know I'm bad at math, but this seems like too many bones.
I am gonna be AFK for 2 minutes now, so I can prepare food, so it's gonna be ready in 30 minutes when we take the break. Okay.
Okay,
So
small
you can
tea break.
Okay, good. I'll be right back.
I can't go pee. There's a dog on my lap.
Just pee on the dog. Assert your dominance.
No! Stay,
You are the alpha.
Go back to sleep, baby.
You're not his mom. You're not even his real dad.
I'm gonna try to sprint to the bathroom. No, go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. Go to sleep, Father.
Broom, broom.
No, don't get up.
Broom, broom, lad cargo, brr.
What? Yes, go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. Go to sleep, puppy.
Don't think dogs work that
Good
way.
dog.
I'm sure if you bonk it on the head enough, it'll go to bed.
Whoa.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. Call PETA, they won't do anything.
Okay.
Hello.
Everyone back?
I do not know.
Need to remember to drink enough. Good news is I did not wake up with vertigo today.
Nice.
What's vertigo again?
It's like
It's
whoa,
when the room is spinning
whoa.
and
Like
you
that
lose all
dog.
sense of balance. Sort of what it would have probably felt like to fall down the blue hole, actually.
Haha.
Hmm.
Whoa.
They're just all the best shit. If someone tells you they're a model on Instagram, just respond with your jung on Reddit.
Oh, there's where I'm sitting.
Sit on them.
You can't sleep there. That's where I sit.
No, Butler can sleep wherever he wants. Just sit next to the chair.
No, it's not even
Dog
on a
gang.
chair.
Ooh.
He's literally sleeping right half on my keyboard and half in my sitting spot. There you go. You guys see
Okay.
pictures of him
Oh, we're all
I
here.
took while he was sleeping?
Gamer time.
No.
Gamer time.
No? Okay.
Gamer time.
No, send it. I thought you said.
I'll keep the picture
Yeah,
to
I
myself,
didn't see
Freya.
it. No, I thought you asked if anyone had seen it. I thought you already sent it. Okay, we gather the bones and then we walk out. Aww. So cute.
It's gamer o'clock.
Gather the bones, keeping track of Draco. No, you forgot me.
Gather the bone.
How do I move Draco and Rune at the same time?
By selecting them.
What did you do?
There you go. Pile of people.
Stop mixing us up.
I am not in a pile. I am front.
Should we Telsa Then Draco and Rune, assuming Draco isn't fighting, Rune's choice to try and keep him close.
He doesn't have a choice. What's around this bend? Oh,
Ooh, a galaxy. We in space, boys.
Whoa. Rock on.
Well, I mean, except for
Well-
Heath. Heath's just dead.
As you step out of the cave, you walk up an incline. And you step out into a clearing. Curiously, the moon that shines up in the sky has a pinkish tint, reflecting a reddish, soft light onto the forest clearing. Around the cave entrance are two rings of mushrooms that are softly glowing, that inevitably remind you of the circle of mushrooms around the blue hole.
yeah. Talsa looks very upset or unhappy. This whole situation.
Rune looks kind of floored by how pretty everything is.
Even if I was never like here, I would probably have at least some knowledge about like the layout of the Feywild, right? I would like kind of know which area we're in.
Well, around you grow heavy, large oak trees, which tells you one thing, that you're in the Oaklands of the Feywild. While the Feywild isn't really anything you could put down in a specific map, since it shifts,
Yeah.
there are sort of large areas that tend to be around the same places, especially amongst more learned navigators. But as you stand around in a circle in wonder, you're suddenly interrupted by the sound of hooves
Oh no.
crashing through bushes and branches. A rider breaks free from the forest, then another, and more. Within seconds, you are surrounded by riders, aggressively circling you, spears leveled at you.
Cool.
Oh, hello, friends.
One of the riders bounds forward towards you, and you hear him shout, Tile Athana, return whence you came from, or face the wrath of the Oaken Spear. And Telsa, all those who speak Elvish,
Mm-hmm.
you hear that he shouted, return. And Telsa, from the armor, the name, and the wings on the back of their commander's armor, you know who this is. You've heard stories and you've seen them as a child. The quasi-border guard of the Feywild, the Oaken Knights of Karis Patraera, surround your party.
So did he shout that in Sylvan or Elven?
Elvish.
Rude.
Right.
I'm gonna look at Telsa and tell her. And was the return like the entire thing in Elvish, or you
Yeah.
emphasized things weirdly. Okay, well then I have no idea what he said.
Well, I will kind of like almost mockingly put up my hands into the air.
I translated to
Don't shoot. And then reply in Elvish. We can't go back. Fell through a
Suddenly,
portal.
one of the other riders yells, "Captain! Kalashtar!" The circling riders come to an abrupt halt, tensing up. Some of them jump from their horses into a crouched stance. Bows are being knocked, drawn, aimed. The captain that had ridden out of the column rears his horse and rides a half circle back towards the line, building distance between Dularian and himself.
I'm gonna take half a step protectively in front of my computer's being dickish. Half a step protectively in front of Delarian between him and this
Yeah.
captain guy. I don't trust this.
Did we understand what he said there? That word?
You just shouted Kalashtar and you told us that's what you are with that word.
Kalashtar, yeah.
So.
I look up at him and just look kind of interested in what's going on.
The tension rises, and all of them seem on the verge of escalation.
I like talk to the captain like, we don't mean any harm. We fell through a portal on accident. Do I know why they are so upset at the Kalastars?
No, not at all. The captain's eyes sort of flit from view between Delarian and back. And after a few moments of nothing happening, he lowers his spear and addresses you, Telsa. You are not who usually breaks our borders, nor have you breached the veil from the Shadowfell. Kalashtar has no darkness about him. What do you seek here? How did you get here?
Sighs. As I said, it was an accident. We're transported through a portal from the material plane. I don't know if there's a name for it.
What kind of an accident caused you to cross the plains after the disjunction? He raises a hand and he eyes the tree line for a moment. First, let us make for our base camp. There the trees have no ears. You look exhausted and we've had a long day. You'll rest under guard and we'll speak in the morning. His eyes remain on you, Telsa, for a solid moment, as if trying to remember something. But then he turns his horse around. And all of the other riders also mount their horses and begin lining up.
I'm gonna pull Draco really close behind and tell him very quietly to stay within my reach.
Right.
I'm also gonna look at the
So in terrible Elvish, I'm just gonna ask them, shall we just follow?
Follow me. The rest will keep you between them. And he begins leading the way.
Okay, we are supposed to follow him, so let's just follow his orders for now. They want
I'm
to.
gonna call Frank over to stand on the
Yeah.
other side of Delarian, between Delarian and the.
And I basically translate everything they have said so far, so everyone knows what's going on.
Peltzer will like whisper.
No, Delarian, where are you going? Where are we facing? Okay, good.
Just follow them.
The rest of the riders flank you to the left and right, and one line of them bringing up the rear. They keep a pretty long distance between you and them, even as you make your way through the woods and through the brush, until you reach a camp filled with a few more elves.
Peltzer will like while we walk there, whisper in common to the others, like, just don't talk to them, don't look at them. Their egos are extremely fragile.
Oh,
Don't piss them off.
well, they seem to know something. They said they couldn't feel any darkness or something coming from me. So,
Right, because that's
I
what
don't
we
know,
need.
that's a weird thing to say.
Because that's the last thing we need, is to be held hostage by a group of racists.
Well,
Well, for now, we should just follow their orders. There's not much we can do, right?
Well, no shit, but I'm just saying you should stay with one of us at all times. Do not go off on your own, and that doesn't include the bone gang.
Yeah, but just
Like,
let me
something living.
make one thing clear. If it comes to it, I'd rather have them just killing me
Nope.
instead of the whole group. Just
No.
so you know.
no, they won't kill you. They're just afraid of
Yeah,
you.
I hope so,
Shadow.
because they said there is no darkness in me. So I think we can talk to them. But just in case, don't just
Well, just so you
risk
know.
the whole group.
Well, shut up. They won't do anything to you.
Yeah, and also, you're part of our tribe now, so suck it. Okay?
He just
You're
sighs.
staying with us. And we're not letting you be a big hero and try to sacrifice yourself. We need to keep as many of us here as we can. How's Draco looking? Is he doing alright?
Well, Draco?
Hello. Yes, I'm.
Is Draco doing okay?
Non-verbal. But he's not crying much.
Not much. He's a little bit crying though.
Well, he's not weeping, but
Boy. Yeah.
Like sniffing his nose.
Very quietly tell him to keep himself in the group with one of the living members at all times.
Oh yeah. Larry
Wow.
should probably not.
Say that like that?
With one of the living
Yeah.
members.
Yes, that is exactly how I'm saying it. That's what I just missed when I said that to Delarian. It's like keeping the group with one of us, the living ones, the whole time.
alright, I'll stick with Melody. Wait.
Wait.
I said living.
Ooh.
Yeah, he sort of weakly nods.
First of all, y'all know what I meant. Second of all,
I miss Melody
Peltzer will say like, you better not. get
Melody
back
right
with
now would ask
skeletons
Telsa
here.
what "fuck you guys" means in Elvish, and Telsa would just tell her, and then Melody would just say "fuck you guys."
you said we should tell the elves to go fuck themselves in memory of Melody.
As you fondly reminisce about Melody on the way towards their camp, they eye you very suspiciously, though they do not make any moves to approach you or move further away, until you finally reach a camp. A very temporary one. A few tents have been pitched, horses have been bound to stakes, and there's a few more elves there as well. The entire camp, curiously, smells faintly of burnt resin and wood. And a number of the elves that rode with you are now dismounting, and so is the captain. Some of them offer you something to drink, a few water skins, some bread.
I readily accept their offers
Gonna
to
wait
show
see-
them that we are grateful and nice people.
Every time they approach you, they are a little bit more hesitant than towards the others. A little bit more careful, as if you could lash out at them at any moment.
I'll ask Delarian in Abyssal.
Mhm.
Delarian, what did you do?
Do you
Nothing.
whisper this, or do you loudly speak
Speak in
in
Abyss.
the Feywild?
I'll speak it normally.
This is such a bad idea.
As you start speaking in a very rough language of the abyssal fiends, some of them seem spooked, some of them startled, and they clutch their weapons tighter.
I reply in common, nothing I know of.
I'm gonna smack Frank's arm for
Yeah.
that.
That was beautiful!
That startled my dog, so I can understand No, I'm gonna smack Frank's arm or shoulder for that offense. Because that was stupid. That was a bad idea.
Come,
Fuck you. Smack
You
him
rest-
back. If he smacks me, I'm a punch back.
I did smack you. I am smacking you.
As we speak, you are being smacked.
You just hear the clong, clong, clong when she hits the armor.
yeah, she
Also-
sort of, elbows you in the side.
No, I'm smacking his. I'm not. This
Yo,
isn't
she smacks your
nice.
arm. There's a loud
Hey.
clank.
Can I do like as I'm about to like flick at her, but she gets it on the other side of her face? It's just like my spiritual weapon thing, just like a little flick.
Are you casting spiritual weapons at
Do,
second
do
level?
you want to cast spiritual
Okay,
weapon
no,
at second
damn.
level?
He just wanted to have a light version of that.
Yeah, like a
Just
real
for
life
flavor.
version.
Just for
Real-
For
flavor.
flavor reasons, yeah.
Slap me like a real man. Fuck you. Coward.
Like
Fucking.
that tiny hammer just on one
Dick
side of
slapping,
her. You
do it.
just dong dong.
Do not drop Trouser in
Stop
the middle of the
hitting
office.
yourself. Hitting each other.
No, he deserved it. That was dumb.
Yeah, sure, but like,
We shouldn't show any kind of aggression down here.
You are done, yes? This is still in Elvish.
Yes, thank you, I say in Elvish.
We'll
Asking
rest
me
in
those
this
common,
tent.
This is ridiculous.
And he leads you with his arm towards a tent next to him, which is a little bit more disheveled than the rest. And there is a large number of guards surrounding this tent.
Telza.
yeah.
Ask him if he knows common. This is gonna take forever.
Yeah.
Just ask him.
Are we like
Following
going
him,
to
I'm assuming that we are following him.
Yeah. When we're in the tent, I will ask if we could have this conversation in common, as my friends don't speak Elvish.
He replies in sort of a very rough common. It's been time since had to speak.
Does his comment sound like my Elvish?
Yes,
Okay.
pretty much exactly.
Okay.
I mean, I can just translate for you, and she'll probably understand. What it
It'll be better that way. Just do it.
For now, let's
Elvin's fine. Just
you
go.
rest.
Does he speak Sylvan? Do they speak Sylvan here? My accent's so good.
Sometimes.
You could try saying something in Sylvan.
I'm gonna ask him
Get
in
shot.
Sylvan as well.
But I was still not like
In
whatever
Sylvan,
was said.
he replies, Sylvan is more fluid, yes.
Ah, good to know. This is in Sylvan. Good to know that at least two of us can communicate with you. What's your... Oh, I should probably wait and see if that's a... I should probably wait. Rune just stops the question like halfway through.
What do you
And-
mean with two of us?
Do you speak Sylvan?
I mean, two of us can talk. Telsa and Rune.
What?
Delarian
Delarian can also speak Elvish.
No,
He's
Sylvan.
speaking-
Sylvan is a different
Bad.
language than Elvish.
Yeah, I know, but it sounded like at least two of us can talk to you,
No,
and I was
because
like,
we talk
I can talk to him too.
We talk in Sylvan, and two of us
Okay,
can
yeah,
understand
yeah,
him.
yeah. That
So, question:
makes
Who's the
sense.
who's the better negotiator, Delarian or Rune?
Oh God, let's
Rune.
or Telsa. I think she should
Wow.
be thrown in there too because
No, but Telsa can communicate regardless. So
Before you have a chance to find out, he's
Mhm.
already stepped out of the tent.
All right, I'll.
Oh, cool. We're prisoners.
Was that not already abundant?
better than dead, I guess. That was a close call there on the
Just
pass.
noticed that, Telsa.
Well, I don't know why they're so upset about
Well-
you, Larry.
Should we ask?
Probably.
Great. Want to go track him down?
It didn't seem like they have a personal problem with me. They were more worried about my heritage.
Are there guards in the tent?
No, but
No,
outside.
they are outside the tent.
I'm gonna get up.
No, let's just rest here for an hour. Need it anyway.
We can talk to them and rest, Telsa.
Well, they
I don't think
obviously
asking
don't
You
want
guys,
us.
I'm sorry. I need to
They
go
want
to the
us to stay
bathroom.
in here, and it's better to just go along, okay?
I'm gonna start the long
Fine.
break.
Well, we are, yes. As you settle down for your rest, we would take our half-hour break now.
Okay.
Right.
sounds good.
And then
Silent
I'll
boy.
see you in 30 minutes.
bye, baby.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.